Ahead on DC News Now.
I'm still in disbelief at what happened yesterday.
New details emerge after a bomb scare shuts down the Kennedy Center. Then, murder suspect and Maryland native Luigi Mangione back in court. What could come out of today's hearing?
Well, winds will begin to die down tonight, and we're tracking a warm-up heading into the weekend. Your forecast up next.
Then 3 drivers, tens of thousands of dollars in unpaid fines. In a new lawsuit, enough to get dangerous drivers off the streets of D.C. And what's causing long emergency room wait times in Prince George's County and the changes that could be on the way.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
And thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 4. I'm Mark Hall. Annalisa has the night off. We're taking a live look outside. It is cold. It is breezy right now. But hopefully a weekend warm-up is on the way. Let's head over to meteorologist Brittany Ward, who's in for meteorologist Damon Matson, who will join us later this evening. Brittany, do we have something to look forward to this weekend?
Yes, we are going to be tracking a bit of a warm-up as we head into the weekend. We just have to get through tonight. It's going to be a cold night, but starting the afternoon off, not too bad, Mark. We are taking a live look there at the Washington Monument. The camera is shaking. Yes, we are seeing still a breeze across the area, but overall dry conditions is what we're dealing with across the entire DMV, and this will be the trend as we head through the rest of your evening. Now, those temperatures have started to dip down, mainly sitting in the 30s across much of the area. Further off to our south, still holding on to the lower 40s. Currently 41 in Lexington Park, 40 as you head over there to Orange. Further north in the district, we're sitting at 39 degrees. You're at the freezing mark there as you head over there to Hagerstown. And as we continue to head through the rest of your evening, gonna start to see those temperatures dip down into the lower 30s right around 9 o'clock, with overnight lows tonight expected to dip into the 20s. So keep it here. We'll have a full breakdown of that forecast and what to expect heading into your weekend, Mark, coming up.
All right, Brittany, thank you. For ex-Proud Boys leader Enrique Tarrio arrested at the U.S. Capitol today. Tarrio held a news conference with other Proud Boys members and Oath Keepers founder Stuart Rhodes. U.S. Capitol Police say a counter-protester put a cell phone close to Tarrio when he struck the protester's arm and phone. He now faces simple assault charges. Tarrio is one of the thousands of January 6 rioters pardoned by President Trump after he was sentenced to 22 years in prison for orchestrating the attack on the Capitol. And happening now, a power outage affecting customers in D.C.'s DuPont Circle. Max Marcella joins us live in Northwest neighborhood with what we know at this hour. Max, what's the latest?
Well, Mark, it's still going to be a while before people in this area get power back, and it's been a while since they've had power. One person who lives nearby says he woke up in the middle of the night and realized his apartment was cold and that his power was out. We're being told by Pepco, as you take a look at some of the work their crews are doing here on M Street, that this happened because of an incident to their underground system. And what that means is right now, about 900 customers in this area around M Street and New Hampshire Avenue are without power. That includes a number of businesses, restaurants, coffee shops, also some hotels. We talked with someone who's in town for a conference, and he says it's kind of, the conference is going on, but it's uncertain how it'll move forward if this power outage continues. Mark, we can tell you right now, according to Pepco's website, that some estimates have parts of this outage power coming back by 7 a.m., but that kind of keeps shifting back. And then there are other parts where there's no estimate. So we'll continue to track this power outage, again, impacting about 900 customers here in Northwest Washington. We'll send it back to you.
Right now, the Kennedy Center, where Chinese dance troupe Shenyun is expected to perform tonight. It comes just a day after the center faced a bomb threat that's forced evacuations. Police say the company was the target of that threat. DC News Now's Liberty Simmons has the latest.
This tour alone, we've received 18 death threats, shooting threats, bomb threats in theaters where Shenyun was scheduled to perform.
Shenyun Performing Arts MC Lee Shai-Lemish shows photos of slashed tires on Shenyun buses and bomb threat emails he says they've received from the Chinese Communist Party.
Exposing this human rights atrocity they've spent more than 2 decades trying to pretend does not exist. And here we are performing it at the Kennedy Center, and this terrifies them.
Shenyang received a bomb threat Thursday that shut down the Kennedy Center right before their opening performances.
I'm still in disbelief at what happened yesterday at the Kennedy Center. I was thinking, wow, like anyone would dare to send a bomb threat.
Shenyang performers say they have been harassed and targeted by the CCP, with some threats so horrific.
Will be kidnapped, taken to high-rise buildings in the United States, and pushed down from the top.
Li Shai became overcome with emotion.
It's particularly hard for me to read because I have 2 young daughters at home.
But despite the threats, performers say the show will go on.
The dancers were not deterred. Their dream is to bring the show to China someday.
That was Liberty Simmons. Thank you. Happening now, Maryland native and murder suspect Luigi Mangione is in court on state charges in New York City. It's the first time he's appeared since his December arraignment. 26-year-old is accused of shooting and killing the CEO of United Healthcare back in December during the hearing. Prosecutors and Mangione's defense lawyers are expected to provide updates on the status of the case. A judge could also set deadlines for pretrial paperwork, and we could also learn his trial date. Mangione has pleaded not guilty to several counts of murder. He also faces federal charges that could lead to the death penalty. D.C. Mayor's Muriel Bauer is continuing to push back against President Trump's recent remarks earlier this week. The president threatened to end home rule in the nation's capital and have the federal government take over. In remarks today, the mayor doubled down on her stance that D.C. should govern itself.
Well, the case that we actually make is for D.C. becoming the 51st state. I know there's been a lot of talk about someplace else becoming the 51st state, but we are going to be the 51st state.
The mayor made those comments during a fireside chat about D.C.'s future with radio host, Mike Balsamo. Now, in the district, cracking down on dangerous driving, D.C.'s Attorney General announced lawsuits targeting 3 Maryland drivers who allegedly flouted the city's traffic laws and racking up tens of thousands of dollars in tickets. We find DC News Now's Randy Bass along K Street in Northwest DC with more on the AG's move to get serious about sending a message to drivers across the DMV. Randy.
Yeah, hey there, Mark. The district has had a long-standing problem of out-of-district drivers not paying their tickets, many of them that come from cameras like this one here along K Street Northwest. But the recently passed STEER Act, that gives the D.C. Attorney General's office more power, the green light, if you will, to go after those out-of-district drivers. And the first 3 drivers targeted by these lawsuits, all of them are from Maryland.
Speeding, running red lights, and reckless driving. The D.C. Attorney General's office says 3 Maryland drivers have racked up a combined 332 tickets over the last 10-plus years, worth a total of $95,534 in fines. One of those drivers also allegedly responsible for hitting a 12-year-old in a Northeast D.C. crosswalk and putting her in the hospital last year. AG Brian Schwab wants drivers to know,
if you live outside the district and think you can flout our laws, ignore paying what you owe, we're going to come after you. We're going to get judgments against you, and we're going to ensure that you follow our rules and our laws by paying what you owe.
The STEER Act lets the AG's office go after those non-D.C. drivers, and one D.C. pedestrian says she hopes to see faster enforcement.
I feel like people don't edit their habits quick enough. The camera tells people weeks later that they've gotten a ticket, and oftentimes they don't pay them, right?
Seth Grimes with the Washington Area Bicyclist Association is on board too.
It's time to take steps to get them off the streets.
52 people were killed on D.C. roadways last year, and Grimes hopes the AG can hold even more drivers accountable.
We need to have effective enforcement. It's not enough to have speed cameras and other methods of enforcement. We have to make the stuff stick.
Now, D.C.'s automated traffic enforcement program, it has 476 cameras across the district. And just last month alone, those cameras issued 232,000 citations and violations to drivers in Northwest D.C. I'm Randy Bass, D.C. News Now.
All right, Randy, thank you. In Prince George's County, a school bus full of students collides with a sedan, sending one person to the hospital. It happened shortly after 9 in Hyattsville. Police say that the bus was taking 25 to 30 students to Northwestern High School when it crashed with the sedan on 42nd and Oliver Streets. The driver of the sedan went to the hospital. No one else was injured. Well, new at 4, a federal judge has cleared the way for the Trump administration to pull thousands of USAID jobs. The judge removed this temporary block that would remove all but keep a small fraction of USAID staffers. It would give those living outside the country a 30-day deadline to come back to the U.S. The ruling comes as lawsuits continued to be filed by unions on behalf of workers. In the district, unemployment services are preparing for an influx of traffic as the mass layoffs of federal workers continues. DC News Now's Marielle Carbone is live from the Labor Department for us, digging through the latest numbers. And Marielle, what's the concern for DC leaders right now?
Well, Mark, there is a concern really about the well-being of our federal employees, plus the economic impacts. Now, there are 70,000 federal workers that live in D.C., more in the surrounding areas. And because you file unemployment where you work, there's certainly a concern about the strain on the system. As mass layoffs continue across the federal government, workers are still processing the loss.
We felt like we've been falling out of an airplane for the past couple of weeks.
Almost a sense of betrayal.
Heartbreaking to
While focusing on what comes next, like how to pay the bills.
I'm still waiting for my unemployment claim to be approved by the state of Maryland.
According to data from the Department of Labor, 219,000 initial unemployment claims were filed nationally last week, up 5,000 from the week before. In D.C. specifically, the number is 1,695, up slightly from the week before, and more than a 27% increase from the first week of February.
Filing for unemployment insurance benefits for D.C. residents or D.C. workers is the exact same as filing for benefits if you are a recently separated federal worker.
Dr. Unique Morris Hughes is the director of D.C.'s Department of Employment Services, which handles unemployment claims for people working in D.C. It's a system that was highly stressed and depleted during the pandemic.
We're currently at about $375 million in the trust fund right now.
But she says there's an important distinction to be made.
Unemployment insurance benefits is an employer-paid tax. And so when we talk about federal workers, we are receiving funding dollar for dollar from the feds to cover those benefits. That doesn't necessarily touch the trust fund.
And the director says she is still waiting on some direction from the Labor Department about which federal employees are actually eligible for that benefits, depending on if they were probationary or took that deferred resignation program. Reporting live downtown, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.